As an entrepreneur of 20 years, resilience comes naturally to me, and I roll forward by making the most of life after any initial surprise, or in some cases, extreme shock. Beyond boredom or antsiness to take my career to the next level, or beyond an odd boss personality clash, which we've all had, there are and always will be economic recessions. 4 personal stories shaped me as a human and confirmed that I had the risk-taking, innovative ability to reinvent and rebrand when times get tough. What is your threshold? I'd say many of you are facing that conundrum today the more I talk about my book, Seek Your Unique. I'm going to grab it for a second and read an excerpt for you. As a young entrepreneur, I didn't yet walk the talk. I put on the back burner ways to brand me and the firm because I helped health tech startup founders and company leaders brand themselves and their organizations first. I stopped being the cobbler whose kids had the worst looking shoes and started touting my work and the firm too. Stopped being shy. Years later, I learned to seek and speak about awards, teaching, external board roles that I sat on, and team milestones. We publicly posted human interest stories and, of course, campaign results to show people what we were made of. That showed a lot for what we stood for and the people behind the brand. Personal branding boils down to being intentional and seeking and sharing your uniqueness. Something I'd done since I was able to express myself as a twin, but somehow lost it when my business started. Major global events also caused introspection about who I was and how I wanted to influence my brand. 3 major economic shifts did just that, including the 2000 dot-com boom that was almost 5 years, the 2009 recession when the markets crashed, and of course, March 2020 for the next 2 years, when the world nearly stopped interacting in person and what would become the global pandemic. The years 2020 to 2022 were especially difficult for many, including me, and may ultimately be remembered as even more challenging than past periods of upheaval. But like those earlier awakenings, they also prompted us to reevaluate our priorities, sparked innovation, and encouraged us to adapt to life's inevitable changes in ways that could work to our advantage. How? Begin to foster in yourself a sense of deep resilience for when massive economic turns hit in some life-changing and challenging form. When tough times hit, when you are not feeling challenged, or when you think it's time to shift something, ask yourself, what have I learned and what have I taught? What one thing am I really, really good at? If not doing it now, could I make a career of that skill and help others do it too? If so, could I reinvent myself as a business? Having a few edges like these in my back pocket made a huge difference to my own trajectory. Knowing how and why I do what I do, I hit the ground running. I had no fear asking questions of people, strangers, in order to learn ways to up my game and to go new places. You can too. Tough times taught me to never give up or to give in to defeat. Entrepreneurs believe in themselves first and what they do second. There will always be tough times, but how we understand and embrace them says everything. How do we stay relevant? By continually learning, driven by curiosity. I became fascinated by what is needed to perform at the level I desire to operate each day, whether as my own boss or as an employee. Which role do you desire to be? So that's an excerpt from chapter 5 in Seek Your Unique. You can pick it up on Amazon. When I speak about the book, I talk to people in all different generations and times of their lives. A new career out of college, thinking about transitioning to a different career later, or having a plan and timeline to retire and hoping that it won't be someone else's choice, it'll be their choice. So this is the feedback that I'm getting from people who read the book. The common denominators are clear, and I'm so thankful because that's why I wrote the book. It's curiosity and learning something major each decade, which, by the way, the latter, learning something major each decade, is title of chapter 6. If you pick up your copy, you can learn more. If you got something out of this video, maybe a nudge that you needed to try something new, something that you've been toying with in the back of your head, pick up a copy or wait for the next time, because I will definitely be reading more excerpts from Seek Your Unique. Talk to you soon.